Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live somebody. Let's go.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys all doing well out there. Happy Sunday. For those of y'all who are still just braving through the weekend, and for those of y'all who are just wrapping up the weekend, hopefully this Sunday and this show is finding you all in great spirits. But this show is going to be a very short one. It's not going to be a super long show, solely because of the video that we are going to be watching here in just a little bit. And this also has to do with a case that we've been talking about for a while. That, of course, I'm still kind of curious why it really hasn't, I think it's now starting to gain some national attention. But this one's been slow on the up and up for some weird reason. And the thing is this one's very interesting. Very interesting. There's a lot of question marks. I got a lot of questions. Okay. And you see it in the title. Okay. Of this video. I'm curious. Are the loved ones, are the ones that literally were the last people to see this young kid, this young teen physically, are they lying? That's what I'd like to know is, in this particular show. And I'm going to be asking you guys that question right now off the bat. So please put in your thoughts as we watch this video here very shortly. But do me a favor, before we get into everything, please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. Crush it. You know what to do. Send it past 300 likes as you guys start to file in. Happy Sunday, the happiest of Sundays to every single last one of y'all. Also, please, if you're watching on Facebook, hit that reaction button down below underneath the video. Hit that follow button on my Facebook page if you haven't done that already. Please go over, and if you're watching on YouTube, crush that subscribe button on my YouTube channel, please, and thank you. All right. Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. It's in the ticker down below, going that way as we speak. If you want to support the channel and you're watching on YouTube, hit that join button down below, become a member. Check out pascalmerch.com. Got some really great swag, merch, etc. over there. Check it out. I'm sure you'll find something you'll enjoy and like to have wrapped all over your body. Anyway, let's get into this, guys. We got some things we got to get into. We got some conversations and many miles to go before we sleep this Sunday evening. And of course, let's not forget the Oscars is happening right now. So I definitely want to get a chance to check that out. Watch that with you guys, or watch it. Okay. And I know it's happening right now as we speak. They started earlier this year than usual, it sounds like, but whatever. I will be catching up and watching that as well. Hopefully no one gets up on the stage and smacks the ish out of the host this year. We'll find out, right, as we watch the Oscars in a little bit. But the case in the story that I'm here to talk to you guys about, obviously, if you're hopping in here, you read the title, you see the thumbnail, but I got to give you guys a quick reminder. We are here to talk about young Sebastian Rogers. He is 15 years old. He was reported, I want to remind you, was reported missing on February 26th when his mom went into his bedroom to wake him up, and get him up for school and get ready for school, right? But he was not there. Of course, mom calls stepfather, all right? He was away. He was in Memphis, working a crane in Memphis on some job site in Memphis. Of course, it has been now about 14 days since this young teen has been missing, and no one knows where he is. There has been some updates as of recently. I did a video a couple days ago, and I know some of you guys hadn't seen the video, and some of you have. But there have been some new developments where they were literally police were looking through landfills out in Kentucky. It's moved. It has crossed state lines, y'all, this case. And they were doing everything they could by going through and looking through this soot, grime, trash in this landfill to see if they can find any semblance of young Sebastian Rogers. So far, if I'm correct, they I think they stepped back and they have stopped with the investigation in the landfill. Again, I looked at it and I go, why would they look in the landfill if they didn't get some sort of tip? Even just the tiniest inkling, one little iota of a hint that would inspire them to go into a landfill and then use countless taxpayer dollars, okay, and hours, okay, by our best and brightest combing through a massive landfill. And you also got to remember, this is days, weeks, at least 7 days. All right. 7 days of him missing. And they went to this landfill to go sift through this 7 or 8 days into this investigation. So imagine the amount of layering, if you get what I'm saying. Okay. Pretty crazy stuff, long story short. All right. So one thing they did say as well is this is one of the first things that we talked about, is how they said that they considered this, police are looking at this as foul play. They're not looking at this as oh, this kid just got up and ran off. They are seeing that there's a possibility of some sort of foul play. Now, who could it be? Who could be the person responsible for this young boy, for this young teen to be missing? That's a question that all of us are wondering. I know that everybody, even myself, are side-eyeing the parents. In fact, I'm going to show you guys a photo of them again because we can't forget this interview, okay? And I got to be honest, I've watched it several times now. You know, I've circled back, listened to the interview again. There are definitely some red flags throughout this. This interview is sticky, to say the least. But at the same time, we still have to lean on the side of innocent till proven guilty, because it's real easy, man. I mean, it's so easy for me to sit here and go, oh, them guilty. They did this. And that could possibly be the situation, but we still have to leave on the table innocence as well. The possibility of them not having anything to do with this. And it's frustrating. Okay. I'm going to keep it real. It's frustrating to keep that on the table because my gut wants to lean towards the other, right? Wants to lean towards what I just said. Okay. Just a second ago, because it does seem sticky. It does seem odd. Now we're starting to understand and hear stories about the stepfather and how he has a very checkered past, some charges of DV, etc. This is not, from what I'm understanding, maybe in his past relationships, he was a monster, right? But that doesn't automatically mean that he's not, that doesn't automatically mean that he's a monster right now too. He could have changed his ways. Like I said, anything is possible, right? How people react, how people talk in these interviews, especially when they're dealing with something traumatic. Have you ever seen somebody laugh at a funeral? I have. I really have. Everyone reacts to trauma, tragedy, loss, etc. completely different. The spectrum is absolutely vast. So we have to keep that on the table. But like I said, it's real easy for me to lean back and be like, yo, this ain't right. Something right here ain't right. Something's telling me foul play just from this interview itself. It says a lot, yo. It definitely says a lot, okay? Personally, all right? Hold on one second, guys. This thing's stuck. So, with that being said, I, of course, am still side-eyeing the hell out of this situation because I still feel like something is wrong. I still feel like something happened during this situation. I don't know who did it. I don't know how it went down or anything of that sort, but I still lean on the side of, I still err on the side of, I feel that this has to do with them. There's something that happened. It could have been an accident. It could have been whatever. But there are questions that still haven't been answered. And hopefully, we're going to get some more answers here within this second interview that they ended up doing. And one thing I want to point out, this is something that I thought was really freaking weird. I'm just going to keep it a buck. They did it like this. So they refused, they did not want to have their faces on camera this time when they did another interview. And I keep wondering, why? Why wouldn't you want to be on camera? Now, I get it. Because if you look on the side of being a fair individual, right? An even-minded, balanced individual. Forget if they did this or not. Just them trying to tell the story. Okay. Maybe they don't want to be on camera because they're nervous. Maybe they don't want to be on camera because they are they're sobbing emotional messes. Maybe, right? But then there's the other side though too. Are they doing this because they don't want to look too guilty? They don't want to show their tells on camera? I know a lot of people will sit here and go, wait, what the F is this all about? Why did this go down? And why are they getting interviewed in this kind of fashion? This is odd. To me, it's odd. When you already did an interview with your face all up in the cameras. I mean, we just saw that. I just showed you a still from that interview. So why wouldn't they do another interview with their face all up in the videos? We already know what they look like. Shoot. Some of y'all already know their whole background. So I'm curious about that. It's very weird. Okay. And yes, Mary P. Yes. No analyst can read their hands. Absolutely. No, let's be real. Like you can't see nothing. It's just hands. You know? You might be like, oh yeah, he needs to clean his nails and whatever. But other than that, you're not getting. Why do they do this? It's just odd. Like I said, it's odd. But I know some of you guys might look at this and be like, Pascal, you're reading into it. It's just they're just nervous and blah blah blah. Well, when you got cops out here going, we suspect foul play is afoot. I'm not putting cameras on my hands. I'm putting cameras right in my face, and I'm being straight funky with y'all. And I'm gonna tell you straight to the face. I'm gonna give it to you guys raw, uncut. And you may not like what's coming out my mouth, but I'm going to say it. And it's going to be nothing but the unadulterated truth about the last time I saw my kid and so on and so forth. And you remember this video. And in fact, I'm going to pull that up. I'm going to pull that up. Before we look at this video, I know it's a little moosh boosh. Okay. It's a little appetizer, if you will. All right. But I do want to play this piece because it's the last video. It's the last question, pretty much, that the reporter asked during that interview. This interview. Okay. So let me show you guys this really quick because it is something that still pops out of my head. Like I'm like, okay, this may be the reason why he stopped. This is maybe the reason why they said just shoot our hands. We don't want to be on camera anymore. This may be it. And you remember the other part when she asked a specific question and I was like, man, his butthole puckered up and everything. Remember that part? Yeah. He probably was like, ooh, people are going to be reading everything in that interview now. And they are. And now we look even more guilty possibly. And cameras point at my hands. Right. But there is a question that she asked. And instead of him saying like, nah, man, we didn't do, we innocent, shut up like that. You know what I mean? He says something completely different. And it's not even an answer. It's not even the answer that we're looking for, right?
Combing, and we're just hoping they'll find something.
And I know this is so sensitive. What do you say to people who inevitably end up pointing their finger back at you? We were talking earlier. And I mean, are you both in the clear?
I can tell you that Mom, myself, and the father have worked very fully and cooperatively with all agencies across the board. We have anything that they've wanted, we have provided. So cooperation is there. I mean,
Yeah. And even when he's talking, like, listen, I'm a stuttering mess. Okay. I stutter like a mother lover too. Okay. I'm not perfect. I'm not sitting here and talking to you like a politician with beautifully waxed down words and using my SAT vocabulary and whatnot. Okay. I'm not perfect either. But when somebody asks me a question and I'm on the chopping block, I'm being looked at instantly a prime suspect or, person of interest numero uno because of the loss or the missing of my stepchild or child. And a person asked me on camera an incredibly crucial question like, what do you say to the people out here that think that you guys might be involved? And you answered like that? Okay. And in fact, he didn't even answer the question. Like I said, he should be sitting here saying, nah, I didn't do nothing. We innocent. Us right here, me and this wife right here, we innocent. So if any of y'all want to say something, you see what I'm saying? Nah, he didn't do that. He just said, we're doing everything we can to cooperate with police. He didn't even say anything about being innocent. Do you see what I'm saying? He was tap dancing. Okay. He was like, cha, 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 all around the question, but he didn't even answer the doggone question. And then on top of that, he's like, we're just cooperating with the police. Couldn't even say it straight. Okay. So this is another reason why I feel like they're like, nah, you can put those cameras right on our hands. Okay. I don't need them seeing any of this stuff. Because his face changes a couple colors throughout this whole interview. I'm serious. And I'm not trying to be funny. Like, this is not me trying to be like, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, giggle, giggle. No, I'm literally saying all this stuff because it's true. His face changed. His skin tone changes 15 different colors throughout the entire interview. How he sits, how he presents himself, how mom is presenting herself as well, which is also still kind of cringy, kind of sticky. And very questionable as well. Okay, like I said, I got questiones. And in my mind, I'm like, she's channeling her best Meryl Streep. Okay, like I said, they could literally be innocent. They literally could. But let's not forget a few things before we go into this interview. Bloodhounds could not pick up a scent on a barefoot 15-year-old boy who is a high-functioning individual with autism. Think about that for a second. Just put that in your pipe, smoke on that for a second, let that get all down into your lungs till you get cataracts. For a second. Think about that. 15-year-old boy, barefoot. And you got bloodhounds out here not even catching a scent out here in these streets. This is also a kid that is called not a runner, as the parents said. He doesn't run away. He's not one to just go out there and go, today's wonderful. I feel like kicking rocks today. Barefoot. Let's not forget also this too. He's a kid who doesn't like getting dirty. So why would he be out here in these wilderness streets barefoot if he's not a runner and he doesn't like getting dirty? Stop. I love you too. Stop it. But seriously, think about that for a second. Let that ruminate for just a second. Okay? Let's not forget. Mom said she woke up. She also said in this particular interview, this one right here, because we haven't gotten to the other one yet, which we will get to, I promise. I'm sorry. I'm just warming y'all up. Just trying to, massage those muscles. We don't want to pull a hammy before we get into this big race. But she even said in this interview how she saw him and he was up laughing and making jokes that day. But then she went into the bedroom to wake him up to see if he wanted pancakes and orange juice, and he was gone. Make that make sense. All of this whole thing is a cluster F. Whole thing's a cluster F. Step Pop sitting here going, no, I was over here. I'm over here. I was in Memphis. Walking in Memphis. I was over here. Do my thing. Working the crane. I wasn't involved. I got a phone call from wife. Said, keep going. We figured it out. So when did he leave? How long was he gone for in Memphis? Was he in Memphis just for 24 hours? Was he in Memphis did he leave early that morning to go to Memphis? It's a 3.5 hour drive from where they live. Could have been done. Or did he leave a day before that? And the question is, did he leave with Sebastian as well? Oh, and I forgot to give you this other key point. It's kind of important. They said that he left in the middle of the night between 12 and 6 a.m. of some sort in the middle of the night. This young teen gets up and kicks rocks. Okay. Police have not found any stitch or semblance or image of him on any Ring camera, security cameras, etc. out here in these streets. They haven't even seen his physical essence anywhere on any videos. Okay. Bloodhounds haven't picked up a 15-year-old boy's scent barefoot around the house and out in these wilderness streets. There is no videos showing him running around wearing what they described as him wearing all black, basically. Okay? Not at all. Nothing at all. Just barefoot, wearing all black. And he left in the middle of the night. And nobody saw anything? No videos? Dogs aren't even catching a scent? Come on. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'd love to give people room, to give people that benefit of the doubt and all that. And I get it about tragedy and how everyone reacts to tragedy and all that stuff. But you're telling me that they didn't have anything to do. I'm just saying. He left. He's barefoot. He's wearing all black. He's 15 years old. He's a kid. He's a boy. He's probably got stinky feet. You know what I mean? He's a kid. He's a boy. You know what I mean? No trace of him at all. So how long ago did stepdaddy go off to work that crane in Memphis? They need to be scrolling all the way back. They shouldn't be only looking at the morning of or the night before the 26th of February. They need to look back a few days. Because you got to remember, when they reported him missing, it's only when they reported him missing. You see what I'm saying? They can make up whatever story that they want. He could have been gone for a few days, even. And then they decided to conjure up and then make that phone call. My son's missing. This morning, I woke up and he's gone. Well, what if he left the day before? What if he was gone the day before? Like I said, I just got questions, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But like I said, something just is not right. Okay. Something's not percolating right for me. And especially when it comes to this interview,
Just to start, just so we have.
which we are going to be looking at right now. This is another interview that they did. Like I told you guys, they are not seen. So we're going to be listening a lot. But there's things that they're being said here that are incredibly important as well. Because there's questions that are being asked. There are questions that are being asked that they're not even giving straight answers to. So again, I'm going to say it again. Full on red flag city in this biznae. But let's sit back and enjoy this very interesting interview with Hans. Enjoy.
Have it on file, just both your first and last names and spelling.
Katie Proudfoot, Katie Proudfoot, Proudfoot.
Chris, Chris, last name's Proudfoot, Proudsoot.
So, I mean, first, just as parents, tell me what the last now over a week has been like for you two.
Horrible beyond words. This was an experience that I would have never dreamed would come. Honestly, I can't put words to how hard this has been and how much it hurts not knowing where my son is, where he's at, if he's okay. Just horrible is the best thing I can say.
What about for you?
It's rough. I mean, we are on day 11, no answers. And the horrible things that people say just keep rolling in, regardless of taking time to consider the facts and, assumptions is what they're going off of. But, for us, we sit here and we wait, and hopefully we'll get an answer, or hopefully he walks through our door, which would be amazing.
I was going to say, how badly do you both want Sebastian to just walk through that front door to get that call?
I'd give anything. In a heartbeat, I would give anything.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be Mr. Skeptical mother lover, but I am with these types of cases. Again, this kid could be out there. He could be just fine. You know what I mean? He could still be alive. He could still be fine for the most part, and not be in dire straits. But there's still a part of me that thinks, okay, it's been 14 days. It's been about 14 days, if I'm correct. I may be a day more or a day off, but regardless, it's been 14 days. This kid, if he doesn't have the right sustenance, he doesn't have the right stuff, if he's running around here barefoot and he's only wearing what he wore to go to bed, okay? Unless he found shelter and he's in somebody's place where he can get shelter, food, water, especially water, all the sustenance, all the things that he needs, I don't know if we're going to hear a happy ending to this story. Unless those things are at play. Unless he has those things accessible. But something about this doesn't seem to make any sense. Now, I know the stepdad has some history, and apparently it's not great. Like I said, history of DV, etc. I think he's going through a court battle right now with a past relationship with an ex-wife. He has multiple ex-wives, by the way, as well. Now, to me, it sounds like this guy doesn't have that much of a wick. He doesn't even have a short wick. It just sounds like he may not even have a wick. I think he just is an angry guy. He's a hothead, it sounds like. If that's the case, then yeah, I'm looking at the stepdad like a mug. I'm looking at the stepdad like a mug. But at the same time, I know that in some group discussions and some group chats, some of y'all are speculating that it's the mama that has something to do with this. I don't know. It may be both. I just don't understand the, like, I'm looking at this right here, like just looking at the hands. Okay, we're listening. We are hearing hands speak. Okay, and while I'm looking at this, I'm going, I just could not be. I wouldn't, if my loved one did something unthinkable to my own flesh and blood, I could not even touch. I couldn't be in the same room as this with this person. So to me, it just seems a bit odd that they're to, and it's all this like this understanding, and it screams the Madeline Soto situation as well, where it was like clearly to me, Jennifer Soto is going to be under investigation very, very soon, if she's not already. Okay. Because I think there's definitely something extremely sinister that was going on between Pig Vomit and Jenna. Okay. But I feel like something really messed up is going on here as well. Because like I said, if there was something done to this young boy and he did it and she didn't, I wouldn't understand her putting her hands on him and giving him love and being caring. I will tell you that. And vice versa. I wouldn't be going, I'll hold it down with you, honey. Hail to the no. I'm not real ride or die if you did something like this. You see what I'm saying? So to me, it feels, and it sounds so messed up for me to say this, but it feels like this is a joint effort. Okay? We can agree to disagree on it if you disagree, but I feel like this could have been a joint effort. Clearly, if it clearly is, if they're sitting here together, willing to have their hands talk right now. Okay. Real quick, I got a couple super chats. Thank you guys so much. Gray Sky Photography, thank you so much for the 5. They must have solid evidence if they're searching a landfill, especially out of state. They won't waste money on a hunch. Exactly. And that's kind of what I was thinking as well. You know, why would they go spend all of our, the taxpayers' money to go out there and just start digging through trash? It just doesn't make sense. Something told them or gave them a hunch, or gave them not a hunch, but gave them something to motivate them to get their butts out there to do what they did. Right. But I think that they stopped. Okay. I don't think that they're digging through the landfill anymore, which is tragic. And this is the reason why he is still out here and no one knows where he is. I will also say this too. And I know a lot of people have speculated this too. What if stepdad took this kid, maybe alive, unalive, I don't know, and didn't just dumped him somewhere en route to Memphis, to his job? Like I said, we have to remember that it depends on how much time they had between the time that between the time that something bad happened and the time that they called the police to say that he was missing. Did he go, let me take him, I'm going to go take care of him, you don't need to know where I'm going to drop him off, okay? But I'm going to take care of it. And he just went and took his remains somewhere without mommy knowing, maybe. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, this is just all speculation, and these are all the questions that I have, because like I said, this is something's not right. Something's just not feeding. This is just not right. Debbie, thank you so much for the 10. I really do appreciate the support. Thank you guys for all the super chats and all the support. Please don't forget, become a member if you can. Hit that join button down below. Thank you very much for all your diligence in these cases, which touch us to a core. You're a voice for these children and victims. We love you and your voice. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. And yeah, it's an honor to do what I get to do every day. So let's continue, guys. All right, let's rock and roll.
It's not measurable. Let's put it that way. There's no measurable. Anybody says, oh, it is. You've never sat in these shoes. You've never been in this situation.
Mm.
And I don't ever wish for people to be in this situation.
And what's Sebastian like? What's his personality like? What does he love to do?
He, for the most part, is happy. He likes to laugh and joke and tell you all about everything and then some. He loves games. He loves video games. He loves to play with his Legos. Even building things with me. We build little projects here and there, but he's always a character.
Are there any like weird tendencies that he has that might be able to help people find him in this search?
I don't know how helpful to finding him, but he fidgets constantly. He loves shiny pennies, paper clips. He's always like, whenever we go to the grocery store, he always looks on the ground and looks under the register counter, and he's always looking for shiny pennies everywhere. Paper clips. He loves to bend them out of shape and play with them, fidget with them. He loves playgrounds. I mean, we've said it before, he likes fishing and things like that, but
Cats. Boy loves cats.
he does. He loves cats. It's his favorite animal. I don't know. He's a good kid.
There are no leads, nothing caught on video. Your son has been missing for 11 days now. How does that make you feel as parents?
Here we go.
I mean, I don't have words to describe how I'm feeling right now. I mean, every day is harder than the last. I mean, we're out, we're looking, we're trying to make sure that everyone stays looking and doesn't let his face fall to the bottom of a feed or get covered by some other nonsense. I mean, we just want our boy home.
When you walked in Monday morning and didn't see Sebastian in his room, what was your gut reaction?
My very first reaction was, oh, he got up and got breakfast. But when I realized he actually wasn't in the house, I've never experienced sheer panic.
Now, the thing is, though, if he's not, I get him not being a runner, right? Like he's not one to just like get up and just run and take off, right? Because there are, I mean, let's be real, for those of us, that have like toddlers and, that kind of thing, the kids tend to just, that's a toddler, they just want to run, right? So it's not like this is a kid who has, who's on the spectrum, that it's so severe, that he just has his impulses. He just can't control his impulses. And if he just wants to run, he just wants to run, right? So it's not like that. So in my mind, I'm like, why would you go into straight sheer panic if he's high functioning? I mean, instantly I'd be like, I don't know if I'd be straight up panicking. I'd be like, okay, maybe he's outside. Maybe he went to go get the trash or take out the trash. Maybe he went to go get the mail. I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I don't know this kid. Okay. I don't know their household, how things roll. And I don't know how high functioning he is. But at the same time, I would instantly be like, I'm not honestly right off the bat flipping the F out. I'm actually just going, okay, where is he? Maybe he's in the basement. Maybe he's playing his, with his fidget spinner somewhere, or maybe he's playing his Switch somewhere, something like that. You know what I mean? Before I go into sheer panic. He's a 15-year-old kid, first and foremost. So, and I don't know how the house is set up, like the house itself, but I would assume I'd be looking everywhere first and just thinking, okay, maybe he's just downstairs doing some homework, whatever, finishing something up, getting things ready. But sheer panic seems a bit extreme. Just saying, you're right off the bat. But going into his bedroom and not seeing him in the bedroom, and you instantly go into red alert. I don't know. I guess I'm not doing that right off the bat. I'm doing that after I go throughout the entire house to make sure that I'm not losing my mind. Does that make sense? But that's just me. He's 15. Anyway, Paige, thank you so much for the 5. The interview is giving Soto vibes with mom rubbing and consoling stepdad. Exactly. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. It's very odd. Oh, somebody else did ask this question, okay, which is, I'm going to pull this up really quick because you guys were like, were they holding hands and touching each other during the interview? I'm going to tell you right now, no, they were not. Take a look at that. They weren't even touching each other at all throughout this whole entire interview. Please go check out that interview that I did a prior we did a whole reaction video on this interview. Okay. They're not touching hands at all in this at all. So I keep thinking, this is my theory. And again, I'm crazy. Okay. I'm me. Welcome to me. All right. But I have a theory. My theory is they saw their first interview. They saw the reaction that people were having with the first interview. So then they said, okay, we need to switch some things up. No, don't put me on camera. I look too nervous. I look too guilty. Shoot my hands. Shoot our hands. I don't want to be on camera anymore. But we're going to put our hands together because we need to show that we love each other. So we need to fix a few things. We need to shift a few things, fix things around, and just hear our voices. That'll be fine. Let's do that instead. That's what I think what happened. They analyzed their own interview, the previous interview, and they're trying to basically double back and say, hey, okay, that one wasn't so great, but let me fix this really quick. And we weren't touching each other. We weren't showing love to each other at all. So let's fix it by holding hands. And I'll keep caressing you, honey, throughout the entire thing while I'm talking. Paige, thank you so much for the 2. And thanks so much for agreeing. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Welcome. Oops. Welcome. Thank you so much. Jennifer, thank you so much for the 5. I appreciate it. Jennifer, I need to put Pascal, I need to put this out there. Pig vomit and Jenny did crazy things. Friend speaks out. He thinks it was a fam thing with the 3. Yeah. So I did a pop-up video where I talked about somebody jumped into a discussion and was talking about apparently the Jenny's aunt knew about some of this stuff, okay, that was going on in the bedroom. And yeah, and apparently it was a whole thing. It's a family affair. And yeah, it's very disturbing. But if there's a person, a friend that has spoken out, like actually spoken out, please send me the information. If it's Gray Hughes, if it's a Gray Hughes interview, I haven't seen it yet, but if you do know of it, please send it to me. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. I'm hearing about that, but I don't know if that's entirely true or not. And that's the frustrating part of it as well. People are talking, but a lot of times it's hard to hear because you don't know if they're telling the truth or if they're just saying things just to be wild out here. Okay. It's crazy. But yeah, moving on. Okay. Moving on.
In the way that I did. And basically for every minute since that, not knowing where your child is a pain. that I've never known pain like this before.
And walk me through the events that happened, from Sunday leading
Yes.
up to Monday when you didn't see him that morning.
Shimon, girl. Interviewer is finally getting warmed up. Yeah, let's because they all do the like. How do you feel right now because of what happened here? What was the last thing you said to Sebastian before he disappeared? Are you okay? How are you feeling? It's like, can we get to the stuff? You know what I mean? Let's get to the meat and potatoes.
Sunday, we were out and about. We had a really good day. We were out doing our thing, running around. We had dinner that evening. And when we came home, we had a pretty good evening together as well. He was playing right up until bedtime and then some. I let him stay up a little late. And when I told him to go to bed, he's like, I love you, Mom. I love you, puppies. And he went to bed. And I went to bed around midnight. Everything seemed fine. And when I went to wake him up for school, that's when I couldn't find him. He wasn't in his room, and he wasn't in the house.
I'm sorry. I gotta rewind that one more time because I'm because you're talking about Sunday, the night before he went missing, right? The night before or the day before he went missing, right? And she asks, "What did you do on the night before, or what did you do with him the day before?" Right? And she says, "Yeah, we were just running around. We were just running around." Specifically tell us what you did. What happened? I'm rolling that back. I'm so sorry, guys. I know some of you guys are like, why do you have to rewind it all the time? Because there's key things that I'm like, that doesn't make sense. This is crucial stuff. I get it. Sometimes you forget things. Sometimes I forget what I did yesterday. I'm going to be real. Okay. Like verbatim. I'll be like, what did I do yet? Oh, I did that thing. You know what I mean? But you should already know this stuff by rote by now. Police have already asked you this. You've been interviewed by another reporter, another news station. So you should know this stuff, right? How could she be sitting here saying, oh, yeah, we're just riding around. We're just riding around and getting it. What? What exactly did you do? Because maybe somebody there saw something. Or maybe somebody saw him and he became a target, right? Specifics. I'm just rolling that back. We're going to hear that all over again. See, reporter, good job. Getting warmed up, finally getting into it. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, right? Not the what was the last crayon he used? Like, we don't want that. We want this.
I've never known pain like this before.
And walk me through the events that happened, from Sunday leading up to Monday when you didn't see him that morning.
Walk me through the events. Hold on.
Sunday.
She said, walk me through the events. Okay. If this was an interrogation, they would have been like, you didn't tell us anything. Walk us through the events. What did you do Sunday? Okay. What did you do with him? Dag nabbit. Okay. One more time.
Events that happened, from Sunday leading up to Monday when you didn't see him that morning.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, we were out and about. We had a really good day. We were out
and about.
Doing our thing, running around. We had dinner that evening.
What was the whole day? Come on, man. We were riding around and getting it. Just riding around and getting it. What? What is it? What were you running around and doing? Give us the specifics. This is ridiculous. I'm rolling that again. That's so bad.
Happened, from Sunday leading up to Monday when you didn't see him that morning.
Specific events.
Sunday, we were out and about. We had a really good day. We were out doing our thing, running around. We had dinner that evening. And when we came home, we had a pretty good evening together as well. He was playing right up until bedtime and then some. I let him stay up a little late. And when I told him to go to bed, he's like, I love you, Mom. I love you, puppies. And he went to bed. And I went to bed around midnight. Everything seemed fine. And when I went to wake him up for school,
he was
that's
gone.
when I couldn't find him. He wasn't in his room, and he wasn't in the house.
You know what? I think everything was a lie until she said, but then I went into his room and he wasn't in his room and he wasn't in the house. That's the only part I think she's telling the truth on. Everything else right there, I think it's a bold-faced lie. So she goes, give me the specific events. Give me specifically what you did. Did you go to Costco? Did you go to Six Flags? Did you go to his favorite video game store? Did you need to go and get some underwear for him? So you went to TJ Maxx or Marshalls or whatever. Okay, you went to Kohl's. Did you go somewhere? Did you go get his favorite malt shake? What happened when you went in there? And if you did so, what was going on then? Was there anybody creepy around? Was anybody lurking in the corner? None of that. She did not get to ask any of that because she just said, oh, yeah, we were just riding around. We were just doing things. And then we had dinner. Congratulations, you ate food. Make that make sense, y'all. Like I said, that's not good. Then the other part that I think is absolute BS, I'm just going to say it. I don't care. I don't think this woman's telling the truth. And I know there's going to be a corner in the world being like, how dare you say that, Pascal? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I will sit here and go, listen, guys, I was wrong. I am so sorry. But at the same time, that's what my gut feeling told me. My gut feeling tells me that she's not telling the truth at all in this situation. And no, I'm not an expert. I'm not a behavioral expert. Okay. Not somebody who could sit here and break down the vocal patterns of her voice and sit there and go, that was a lie. No, but something about it doesn't seem right. Oh, we were riding around and getting it. And then we went to dinner. And then he played some video games. And then I let him stay up a little late because I usually do that. Then he went, good night. Love you guys. Love you puppies. And he went to bed. And then I woke up, went in his room, and he was gone. Everything was a lie until she said he wasn't home. When she said, as soon as I opened the door, he wasn't in his room and he wasn't in the house. Because he really wasn't in the house anymore. And I think everything, whatever happened, whatever bad thing that could have happened Sunday. During that Sunday. What happened Sunday. Or Saturday. Sunday was something else, though, too. They weren't sitting there eating dinner. They weren't out there riding around and getting it. Maybe they were riding around and getting stuff, but they weren't riding around and getting stuff with him. He was probably gone by then. Now, of course, the question still remains. Is it by their hand or by somebody else? That's something that still hasn't been answered. You also got to remember, they still had Saturday and Sunday. Shoot, even Friday. It's a whole weekend. Because the schools aren't going to start calling and going, hey, he's been absent since Thursday. So if there was a crime that was committed, something unthinkable that happened to this young teen, it happened between Friday after school to Monday morning. Somewhere between that time, they had plenty of time to do whatever they needed to do. Clean up, move things around, and do whatever the hell they needed to do. And again, the question is it them? Is it one of them? Or is it somebody else? But you got to remember, whatever they did, they cleaned up something. There's no scent of this kid. That's huge, guys. That's why I'm like, did they go in and smell? Did it reek of bleach? Are they combing through that house right now? Where could they have taken this young man? Where? Is there a fresh mound of dirt in the backyard? I'm being dead ass. I'm sorry. I got to ask these questions. Somebody got to. Because this kid's not getting justice right now. It's been 14 freaking days. And if he's out here barefoot in the cold, you think he's going to survive? For 14 days like that? No. This is insane. So I think she's lying right there. Oh, I let him sleep. I let him go and sleep. Or I let him stay up a little bit later. She's adding all this extra stuff. Why is she adding all this extra stuff? To me, that's a lie. Something happened Sunday. Something most definitely happened Sunday. And whether it was the crime or them covering up the crime, that Sunday was not dedicated to them running errands with good old young and innocent Sebastian Rogers. I said it, dag nabbit. Okay. All right, moving on.
And that's when I panicked.
And when you panicked, what did you do?
First thing I did was call my husband. And I said, he's not here. My husband said, what do you mean he's not here? I said, he's not in the house. And he said, immediately just started, did you check here? Did you check there? Did you look here? And I ran through the house. And at that point, I was hysterical, for lack of a word. And we three-wayed the police. And I'm within minutes, they were here. I couldn't tell you exactly how long. I know it was fast.
Can I also point something out too? I'm so sorry, guys. I know I keep cutting in and out of this, but this stuff just gets me, just burns my cookies, y'all. I'm going to keep it a buck, especially when there's potential lying going on here. So remember, she wakes up. She goes into his bedroom. He gone. Sheer panic shoots through her entire body. First person she calls, the first person she calls is stepdad. Now here, let me, the reason why I say that, and the reason why I think this is a big deal, is because she doesn't say anything about searching. She doesn't say anything about running around and trying to find him. She doesn't even say, oh, I called some of his friends. I'm sure Sebastian had some friends that he was in contact with at least. She didn't call neighbors. She didn't go to the next door neighbors. She didn't make phone calls to any other person around that he may have gone to their house, possibly. You see what I'm saying? Like with Madeline Soto's case, right? Even theirs was messed up, but they did say some things that make sense, right? As far as Jenna going and running off and going to places that she thought her daughter would be at, which we already know was a lie, but still, that's what I would do if I was the parent. I'd be calling the friends. I'd be calling. Shoot, I'd even try the school too, just to see if he wanted to go to school early that day for some weird reason. I don't know. I'd be doing everything I can. But the first person I call would not be hubby, stepdad, who is in Memphis. First person I'm calling are close friends, best friends, people that he frequently hangs out with, the places that he likes to go and hang out at as well. I'd be pulling off those. You see what I'm saying? I'd be going to all those places too. And then while I'm en route doing all those things, then I'd be calling stepdad. You see what I'm saying? It's weird how quickly they called 911. That's what I feel. That's in my bones feels weird. Instantly called 911. What? You hadn't even left the house yet. You haven't even looked through the whole house yet, and you're already calling stepdad and be like, he gone. Wait, he could be outside taking out the trash. You see what I'm saying? It's just so bloody fast. It's such, and I get it that he is really missing. Okay, let's keep it a buck. He is really missing, but I feel like there would be a procedure that you would do first before you start calling up 50, just to make sure, even if it is just 15 minutes of search, right? Just to make sure. Then you're calling 911. I know it's one of the first things you do, clearly, but it seems so fast that they called 911. That's all I'm saying, okay? It's just weird. And then, Carol, you know what? You ain't wrong with that too, man. Calling three-way. He had to be on the phone while she was calling 911 to report him missing. Why? It's a plain and simple freaking phone call. My son is missing. He looks like this. He's 15 years old. He has autism. We love him and we don't know where he is. Last time we saw him was last night. We don't know where he is. Why does he need to be on three-way? All right.
And we haven't found him.
When I got the phone call that he was missing, like she said, we asked questions like, where's he at? Check this, check that. And then we called the sheriff's department. I called the sheriff's department. I stayed on the phone pretty much most of the time. And then while I was at work, I asked for a relief, got a relief, got in my truck from Memphis and made my way to Nashville.
Hauled ass.
And that was, I guess, Monday.
The morning that he was missing, yes.
Okay. And so what was your reaction when you got that call from your wife that Sebastian was missing?
Initially, I was like, oh, he's goofing around again. Here we go. He's like hiding. And then when we talked about the places to check and he's not there, I was like, okay, stop. Instantly. Call the police. Instantly.
Hold on. I'm rolling that one more time. I'm rolling that back one more time. I just want to hear what he said about he goofing off and all that one more time. So sorry, guys.
What was your reaction when you got that call from your wife that Sebastian was missing?
Initially, I was like, oh, he's goofing around again. Here we go. He's like hiding. And then when we talked about the places to check and he's not there, I was like, okay, stop. Instantly. Call the police.
Okay.
Instantly. I'm a black and white kind of guy. So.
Apparently he's a black and blue kind of guy too. Moving on.
And to your knowledge, he didn't take shoes with him, right? He locked the door on his way out. Or I guess, what are some of the things that you think he did as he left?
We checked for all of his shoes and none of them are missing. The door was locked.
And what was there some discrepancy as to what he was?
Okay. The door was locked. Let me remind you again. The door was locked. So he disappeared. He vanished. He left the house, allegedly. But the door was locked. So what are they trying to say? Are they trying to say that he had a key, so he let himself out and locked the door behind him? Or are they saying that aliens hovered above the house and with some weird tractor beam, laser beam thing were able to materialize a beam through the roof of the house into the bed of Sebastian Rogers and suck him straight through the roof into the spaceship, and they went off into galaxies far, far away? Because I'm going to tell you, the way that they're making it sound like, they're trying to make it sound like this kid pulled a David Blaine, that this kid is mother-loving Houdini. He David Copperfield out here in this biznai. He just went bippity-boppity-boo, and he disappeared. Without shoes. And the door to the house, the front door of the house, is still locked. So you're telling me he never went out the front door. So then where did he go? And wherever he went, it must be a very cushy place because he doesn't have shoes. You see what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense, guys. And the fact that they keep adding that, he doesn't have his shoes. All of his shoes are here. I know that they have to say that because if they're trying to cover their own ass, they have to add that piece. But really, do they have to add that piece? Because it makes things very odd and weird. And it makes me and a lot of y'all scratch our heads going, well, then what did you do to him, man? Okay. The hell did you do to this young man, baby? What did you do? Because this is not making any earthly sense. What, somebody crawl through the window in the middle of the night and just take this kid? Just napped him in the middle of the night like this? Carried him out the window? Like I said, please make this make sense. And like I said, I'm always trying to give people, especially in these kind of cases, the benefit of the doubt. But these are some strange moments, man. These are some strange moments. And these interviews are not very helpful. And whenever they answer a question, they're not giving us straight answers at all. It's very vague. It's very odd. Like I said, it's like he just David Copperfield. He just vanished in thin air. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Wearing when he went to bed, or what was he last seen wearing? What was he wearing to bed?
Break that down.
When he went to bed, he was wearing black sweatpants with white stripes down the side.
Uh-huh.
And he had on a black long sleeve black shirt with a print on the front. I'm pretty sure it was one of his
like Star Wars or Halloween or
even Minecraft.
Yeah,
those are the three main things.
It's the three things that majority is on his clothes.
Yeah.
Boy, he has his flavors.
Black on black on black.
Obviously, you guys are going through the unimaginable, and then getting a lot of like the kickback that you've seen on social media. I mean, how much worse has that made it for you two to go through something like this?
Honestly, we stopped looking at it. There's a lot of terrible people in this world, and I don't want to waste energy on any of that. I want the focus on finding our son.
I'm rolling that back one more time. Okay. And yeah, that doesn't sound like PJs. Brenda, I agree. The what they described does not sound like PJs to me. It sounds like he was wearing like Adidas pants and like a black t-shirt, kind of thing. So like I said, it's like he was wearing black on black on black. But how convenient that he'd be wearing the darkest colors under the sun in the middle of the night when he disappeared. How convenient, right? Hamburger. Hold on real quick, guys. Paige, thank you so much for the 5. Bio Dad has been boots on the ground. Yep. Where's stepdad and mom? Many questions for these two. I agree. I've heard stories as well. I've heard the dad is out here. I also know that he is. I think he's a cop as well. So clearly he has experience and he knows. I'm sure he's doing certain procedures, etc. He's got a certain set of skills. I'm sure that he's using, and hopefully he's getting closer to finding out where his son is. But you also saw in that interview, that phone interview he definitely had some things he wanted to say, but he didn't say it. But he did say it at the end of that interview when it's like, hey, do you have anything to say about the stepdad and his biological mother? And he's like, I ain't got nothing to say. So you clearly know. You clearly know he has some thoughts. Okay, definitely has some thoughts. Shannon, thank you so much for the 5. As the mother of an autistic child or autistic son, this case disturbs me greatly. I have so many questions. Yep, exactly. And thank you so much for sharing that. I have so many questions as well. And the thing is I keep wondering, and I've heard at least through the grapevine that it's hard to say this, but that he was adding strain to their relationship. And that's something that was being said out here in these streets as well, and in these internet streets. People been talking, and they're saying, yeah, this was because of his autism, and I don't know, he was causing a rift, tension in their marriage. That's so disturbing to even think about, and I hope that's not the case. Okay, Mimi, thank you so much for the love. I really do appreciate it. I hope that's not the case, right? But that's I just feel I feel bad for Sebastian, And again, we say this a lot of times. Some people shouldn't even be allowed to parent, should be a license to parent. And this could very well be that kind of situation here too. Some kids are just born into really bad situations, and this could have been that as well. Okay. And this could be a situation where mama's been digmatized. If you don't know what I mean, you haven't been watching the Soto case with me. Okay. But she could be digmatized, but we'll see. We will see. Let's continue. I'm rolling it back just a little bit.
Majority is on his clothes.
Yeah.
Boy has his flavors.
And obviously you guys are going through the unimaginable, and then, getting a lot of like the kickback that you've seen on social media. I mean, how much worse has that made it for you two to go through something like this?
Honestly, we stopped looking at it. There's a lot of terrible people in this world, and I don't want to waste energy on any of that. I want the focus on finding our son. The facts are the facts. I mean, the police know the facts, and all I ask of anyone is, if they're able and willing, is to help find him, help spread his flyer, help look for him, call in if you know anything or see anything. But we just ask that people focus on finding Sebastian.
And he's never done anything like that before, right? Just kind of walked out of the house.
He's not a runner. This is not normal for him to run away. He's not a runner.
And any places, I guess, I know you guys have been told to stay in the house, right? Just in case he comes home.
We are doing what we've been asked to do by the law enforcement agencies and everybody involved.
Here we go.
I am not going to divulge anything more than that.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to ask, I guess, next is, if you were to go out and search right now, if people want to help search, what types of places would you guys look at that he could maybe be at?
Anywhere and everywhere. At this point, there's...
It's been 11 days. He could be anywhere.
Yeah. They've searched the woods. They've searched parks. They've searched creeks. They've searched... At this point, anything and everything.
Anywhere that he could
search.
be staying out of the weather, or getting food, or, I mean, honestly, at this point, he could genuinely be anywhere.
Okay. I'm so sorry, guys. I love you guys. I really do appreciate y'all. I need to roll this back just a tiny bit, because I need to reanalyze something here. Can you just roll with me for a second? Because it's especially when Papa talking, when stepdaddy talking, because I know that Papa is out there in the streets trying to find him. And I'm wondering as well if stepdaddy is out here in these streets trying to find him as well, or if he's just staying his interesting ass home, his questionable ass home. Okay. But there is something here that I don't know. It's just popping up to me. And again, this is me. I could be wrong. This is the reason why I want to play it again, so I can hear it. Let's take a listen to it one more time. This piece here. Do me a favor, guys. Okay. I see a bunch of y'all here. I really do appreciate all y'all for being here. I really appreciate the love. Thank you so very much. If you're watching on X, Okay. Shout out to the X fam. Please be sure to follow me on X. Okay. Go over there, hit that follow, put in the comments so we can hear from you guys that are watching on X. Okay. Of course, if you're watching on YouTube, all right, please be sure to hit that like button down below. Please hit that reaction button if you're watching on Facebook. Don't forget to hit the follow button on my Facebook page. Hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel. We're almost at 118,000 subscribers. Oh my God. That's freaking awesome. So please subscribe. Be a part of the family. We talk about a lot of stuff on this show. Okay. I don't know why I went into like this radio talk voice. I apologize, but I wanted to be nice. Subscribe. But there's something here I wanted to go back into. Okay. There's something here and it seems weird. Again, could be stretching, could be a stretch. But hear me out. Let's take a listen to what he has to say again.
How much worse has that made it for you two to go through something like this?
Honestly, we stopped looking at it. There's a lot of terrible people in this world, and I don't want to waste energy on any of that. I want the focus on finding our son. The facts are the facts. I mean, the police know the facts, and all I ask of anyone is, if they're able and willing, is to help find him, help spread his flyer, help look for him, call in if you know anything or see anything. But we just ask that people focus on finding Sebastian.
Okay. They're like, quit looking at us. There's a lot of evil and mean people. There's a lot of meanies out here. Clearly, yeah. People are a-holes. Clearly. We can be. But she's like, I don't want you guys to be focused on us. Focus on finding him. Clearly. I get that part. But there's so many red flags that are circling around them. It's just so odd. Let's continue.
And he's never done anything like that before, right? Just kind of walked out of the house.
He's not a runner.
It's so frustrating when she says he's not a runner. It's so frustrating when he says he's not a runner, because I'm just like, why do you keep saying that? Like, he's a runner, he's a track star. Like what is that? Like, why are you keep... I get it, but it just seems, I don't know. To me, it sounds kind of like insulting in a way. I don't know how to explain it. Okay. It's just weird. He's not a runner, but to me, it feels like derogatory. I don't know why. But it's like, I don't know. Let me continue. Let me just continue.
This is not normal for him to run away. He's not a runner.
And any places, I guess, I know you guys have been told to stay in the house, right? Just in case he comes home.
We are doing what
This mother lover. Okay, here we go.
we've been asked to do by the law enforcement agencies and everybody involved. I am not going to divulge anything more than that.
Yeah.
See, okay. Anytime he's been speaking in this, he's been saying, it's been stuff like this. We're helping with law enforcement, and I'm not I'm not going to jump in, and I'm not going to give you any more information than that. We're helping with law enforcement. That's it. It just seems weird. It's like it's giving me different vibes, guys. It's giving me that vibe of like, I don't know. It's like, we were on a break. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know. It just, I'm talking to police. I'm cooperating with police. I'm helping. But you're not answering any of the questions that are being asked. It's odd. It's very odd. And I will also say this. If you can't answer simple questions like this, how are you able to operate a crane? How are you able to drive from other parts of the state and operate a crane if you can't answer simple questions? Think about that for a second. You're operating heavy machinery. It's very important that you are solid with your communication, right? Like, don't put it that there, or I'm moving the crane over there. You're not sitting here going, yeah, I operate that thing every day. I put gas in it. I put gas in it. I put gas in it. Like, see what I'm saying? Somebody's asking you a straight up question, and that's how you're answering. Make it make sense. He's not answering any of these doggone questions. This is so freaking frustrating. Watch him as he continues to be evasive.
But what I'm trying to ask, I guess, next is, if you were to go out and search right now, if people want to help search, what types of places would you guys look at that he could maybe be at?
It's a good question.
Anywhere and everywhere.
Everywhere and anywhere. Yeah, we're looking Come on. He doesn't have a favorite spot he likes to go to. He doesn't have a place where he goes and he, hangs out and reads comic books and plays video games somewhere that's not at home. You know what I mean? Does he not have a favorite playground that he used to go to when he was a kid or anything of that sort? Come on, man. Stop being so damn evasive. Everywhere and anywhere. So you're telling me he could be in Mars, he could be down the street, he could be up my nose right now. He could be anywhere, everywhere, all at the same time. He's trying to make it sound like this guy's omnipresent. Come on, guys. This is so stupid.
It's been 11 days. He could be anywhere.
Yeah, they've searched the woods, they've searched parks, they've searched creeks, they've searched. At this point, it anything and everything.
Anywhere that he could be staying out of the weather or getting food, or, I mean, honestly, at this point, he could genuinely be anywhere.
How hopeful are you two that he will come home?
I will never give up hope on finding my child.
Stop.
Optimism is at its highest,
Our-
regardless.
Our son is out there. We're going to find him.
That's the only part that she said that is true. He's out there. But does she know where he is? I think the stepdaddy knows. I really do.
And now publicly, like, obviously police are now investigating a landfill. People are speaking out about that. What are your thoughts about that?
Everybody has an opinion and their assumptions, and they are entitled to those. But as I've stated before, all we've asked people to do is to look at the facts, not what everybody's putting out there. If they have questions, call the law enforcement agencies, and they'll give you whatever they can give you. But the assumptions are just that. They are an assumption, your opinions. We pray for everybody, for hopefully this never happens to you. And if it ever does, then you'll understand. But I pray it doesn't.
And they're doing their job. They're looking everywhere they can
I'm rolling that back. What?
But I pray it doesn't.
And they're doing their job. They're looking everywhere they can
Are you forgetting his name now?
Their goal is the same. We just want to find him.
If you could.
Okay. Something I wanted to point out, and maybe it's something that you guys can see, and there's a little bit left here. I'm going to play the rest here in a second. Hands Talking. A new show on NPR. Hands Talking. Every single time that she says he could be anywhere, like she says, oh, I don't know, like he could be anywhere, he's anywhere, he could be anywhere. You want to know what it is? That's my theory. I think he disposed of him, or he did something. I think stepdad did something. I really do think that. Okay. And if that's the hill I'm going to die on, dag nabbit, I'm going to die on it. But I think stepdad knew something or did something. Either he let him go, like got rid of him alive on the side of the road somewhere, or he discarded his remains somewhere. I don't think mommy knows at all. I don't think mama knows at all. She knows what happened, but I think she doesn't know where he is. So, of course, she's saying he could be anywhere. That's the only truth she said in this entire interview, in my personal opinion. Notice that whenever she says that he could be anywhere, he's not saying anything. He doesn't say that. She says he could be anywhere. He does not. Only when they're saying, oh, when we're looking for, trying to find him, are there any place that he likes to go to? And he's like, everywhere and anywhere. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous and doesn't help at all. But clearly, he did something. That's what it feels like. Body was moved by him. Mama doesn't know. So every time she's like, I woke up one day and he was not in the house anymore. And he was not in the house or in the bedroom. He was nowhere in the house or anywhere in the vicinity of the house. That's the only truth she's been saying this entire time. Stepdad has not been speaking much or saying much at all. He hasn't really. Throughout most of this interview, it's her. And the entire time, it's, we just love him so much, and we just been looking for him, and it's just everything's so calm and easy and just fine. And when he shows up, we're gonna give him such a big hug. Just tell him how much we love him and we miss him. And we're just gonna work so hard to be better parents with him. I don't believe that at all. I don't believe this at all. Lo siento. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But my gut is telling me something. And the fact that she is so calm. Everything's fine. We're just trying to find. And they hadn't even said his name. Have you noticed that? They didn't even say his name. They don't even say his name. Sebastian. They don't even say his name. No, and this is not Biden saying Lincoln instead of Lakin, okay? This is their own child, and they are not even saying his name, at least not yet. Oh, he has his flavors. Yeah. What? Yeah. Carol? Yeah. Whoops, wrong one. I agree. I think they're toast. I think they're going to be in some serious trouble. I said it. I think they're going to be in some serious trouble very, very soon. My theory, he got rid of the body, which hurts to even say. She doesn't know. Maybe that was the plan, for her not to know. But maybe she stayed behind to clean up. That's just my theory. Let's hear the last 30 seconds of this mug.
Say something to Sebastian if he's listening.
Hold on.
Their goal is the same. We just want to find him.
If you could say something to Sebastian if he's listening right now, what would you say to him?
I would say that we love you and we miss you and we want you to come home. And just know that we all care about you so much.
You're not in trouble. That door's unlocked and waiting for you to come home. Your puppies miss you. Your family misses you. I miss you. Just come home.
Anything else that you two want to add or clear up or anything like that?
Just no emotions.
Okay.
Just help us find our son.
There's just no emotion. I feel like the first one we saw was better. That sounds so messed up, but it just felt more visceral because there was more emotion. This one, they're saying the reason why the cameras were not on their faces was because of how emotional they were during this interview. And the thing is you hear the interview, she sounds calm. She sounds like she's narrating a romance novel for Audible. Also, go and for 15% off, go to, no, I'm kidding. But Audible, holla at your boy. I could use some sponsored ducats. Okay. But still, it sounds like she's about to read something with Fabio on the front cover. Her breasts were heaving. You know what I mean? She sounds calm. Where's the emotion? Same thing with homeboy, with stepdad. He sounds calm too. In fact, he sounds more defensive than anything else, in my personal opinion. So I feel like seeing their faces would have been more helpful, because then we would have been able to see, oh, they are emotional. But for me, this is not working. Another part that doesn't work for me, that really, I said it before, but I'll say it again, just burns my cookies, okay, is the fact that they keep saying, even homeboy, even stepdaddy was sitting there going, oh yeah, I need you guys to stick to the facts and stop going into these group chats and start sliding into people's DMs saying stuff that ain't true and stuff, right? Okay, let's talk about them facts. The facts that you gave us don't make no freaking sense, cabron, okay? It don't make sense. So why would you sit here and say, I need you guys to sit on those facts, sit on them, and not say a damn other word? Don't you mutter not one syllable out your damn mouth. Just look at the facts. But then when we look at the facts don't add up. Like we said before, the math ain't mathin'. This timeline ain't timelining. So as much as you sit here and you're getting all mad at us for that actually give a damn about this case and want justice to be served, you're giving us information that's causing us to scratch our heads. That's causing people to come in here and go, you know what? I do know that mother lover. I know stepdaddy and that bitty, 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 bitty. I got things to say. QWERTY, 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 QWERTY. Keyboard, keyboard, keyboard all day long. So don't act all brand new when you're giving us facts that don't even line up. If everything was just on the button, every single I, every single lowercase j has been dotted, this would be a completely different conversation. But no, none of it makes sense. You got a 15-year-old kid that vanishes out of thin air, leaves not one trace. Dogs can't even find him. Dogs can't even catch his scent. That's a big problem, y'all. Cameras, ring cameras, surveillance cameras, etc., throughout the neighborhood don't even capture not one image of this young kid, not one image of him leaving that house around the day that he was alleged to have disappeared. Oh, and let's not forget, the front door to the house was locked. So all the facts there, and then some. You're getting mad at us for us going like, wait, what the? None of this makes sense. Why? And you have 5 ex-wives like you James Brown out here? Like, come on, man. Come on, you got things that have to do with DV, etc. Come on, man. You got a lot of, and you mad? You mad? Why you mad, bro? I didn't do nothing. None of these people in the chat did nothing. Okay? Y'all did something real fishy. Okay? You got 5 ex-wives like you're Elizabeth Taylor up in this biznai. Come on, man. Why do you have 5 ex-wives? And why are you going through a really bad situation, a lawsuit of some sort right now as well? You got DVs on your rap sheet as well. What is up with you? So of course people are going to ask those questions. If everything was completely pristine, straightforward, straight up and down like 6 o'clock, nobody would be talking about this stuff. None of it. when you get asked a question and you answer it by not answering the question, people are going to start asking even more questions. You see what I'm saying? I need to start a seminar. Like I need to sit down and just do like a webinar or like a web, online class for these mother lovers out here. Okay. If you're going to criminal out here, criminal correctly. And don't get mad at people when they catch your ass doing something shady. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Okay? Out here running around getting married 5 separate times like you James Brown. Come on. Talk about keep this up. You ain't James Brown. You for sure ain't James Brown. Okay? Jump back. Kids for sale. You ain't doing that. So what the hell's this? Why you getting mad? Okay? Why you mad? Because this interview does not exonerate you guys. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. Moving on. Paige, thank you so much for the 2. I wonder stepdad took him to his crane work site. That is a very, very, that was one of the questions I had in my own head. So I'm going to clap to that because I was like, because he laying foundation and stuff. But like I said, those are things like I feel like I've seen way too many thriller movies. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, we're laying the foundation to this new house. How convenient. We commit this heinous crime and then we put them in the foundation. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Anything's possible at this point. We do not know where this kid is. And again, let's not forget, this kid could very well be alive and well, just hiding out somewhere. But it seems so odd. Why would he run off like this? Why? They said that there was no issues, no problems, no fight from what they say so far. There wasn't any pushback or anger or any drama between them as a family that would maybe get him to want to leave the house, right? Because some kids just run away for the sake of running away because they, out of retaliation or feeling some type of way, blah, blah, blah. They said that didn't happen. So why did he run then? It's weird. S-Dubs, thanks so much for the 5. Any thought he could have been sneaking game time and got into groups where he left with a game stranger? There is a good possibility of that too. But again, why would he leave barefoot? Why would he go anywhere out of that house to meet up with somebody or be with a game stranger, let's just say, that he met online, sans shoes? That just seems odd. It seems a bit odd. That's what I was trying to say. Seems a bit odd, Charlie Miller, thank you so much for being a member for the past 20 months. Wow. We're rounding up to 2 years. That's amazing, man. I appreciate your support. I believe the parents did something 100%. Stepdad knows everything. I bet he has the mafia mindset. No body, no crime. That's a very good possibility as well. Like I said, maybe because I know some people are speculating that maybe mom did it and dad and stepdad got rid of Sebastian. I don't know. It could be either way, but I do understand that there is that whole thing of like, okay, I'm not going to tell you where I discarded Sebastian, because if we do get caught, then you don't know that at all, kind of thing. Same thing with remember Harmony Montgomery? Same thing that happened with Harmony Montgomery. Kayla Montgomery was taking the stand. She didn't know where Adam, piece of trash, Montgomery discarded the remains of Harmony Montgomery. Remember that? She didn't know anything about that. She knew about the remains. She moved those remains around in helping Adam for several months. Okay, while they tried to hide the fact that this young girl was gone. But when he went to go and discard her remains, he did not tell her. He did not tell her. He's like, I don't want you to know. And I feel like that could be the same situation right here as well. But again, like I said, just to err on the side, to be cautious. And of course, we got to stay straddling the fence, even though I'm all the way on the other side of the fence. But we got to hop back on that and say anything is possible. This young man could still be out here. This young kid could still be out here. These two could still be very innocent. Again, they're innocent until proven guilty. But these interviews are not helping them at all. At all. Charlie Miller, again, thank you so much, brother, for the 5. I think the stepdad did the crime itself. The mother stayed behind to clean up, making her accessory after the crime. I think this is pretty much the closest. This is the closest to my theory. I think that there was some sort of participation with the two. That is, if this young boy, this young teen is no longer here, right? If there really was a crime made, I do think that there was a crime. I think hothead stepdaddy did something really bad. He has a history of putting his hands on people. He already has a history of this. What are the chances of him just not wanting to take it anymore and snapping? And then he hurt this little kid in the worst kind of way. And because bio mom is with him, in love, and maybe has some sort of disdain and frustration towards the kid, towards Sebastian too, that she was willing to ride with this and try to make it seem like this is a missing persons case rather than it being something else. I don't know. But there's something about this and about this interview that feels like a manipulation. And it feels like an act. One other thing I will say too, when it comes to them talking and presenting this information, at least audibly, they sound, they sound like they're treading lightly. They're making sure, they want to make sure that every single word that comes out of their mouth, they're trying to finesse as best as possible. But if this was a mother that was really concerned about trying to find their son, I don't think that they would be sounding so calculated. But what's interesting also too is, yes, controlled thought criminal. Exactly. Yeah, controlled. But what's interesting about that though too is they're being very controlled with their answers, but they're also being extremely vague at the same time. And for me, out of this 15-minute long interview, the one piece that really sticks out to me the most was in the very beginning of it all. And it was when the reporter asked, "Can you give me specifically the events before he disappeared? Give me Sunday. What did y'all do Sunday?" And how she said it with the, "Yeah, we were running errands. We were just doing some things. We ate dinner. Then I let him stay up a little bit longer because that's what I like. I let him do that every once in a while. And then it was time to go to bed." So you just washed right through an entire full day. Sunday, a day is a long day. From the moment he woke up to the moment he went to bed, you basically hit the fast forward button. We skipped through all these chapters, okay? And we got to dinner time. Yeah, ran some errands, dinner, played video games, let him stay up a little bit later. He said, good night, puppies. We love you." He went to bed. The next day, dun, 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 he's gone. That doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. One thing I do want to share with you guys. Again, let me share with you guys this,
So we have.
because I want you to hear. This is the first interview. Now, Mama, like I said, she's Meryl Streeping. Okay, she is Meryl Streeping this ish. Okay, if this is fake, she's taking it all the way back to the times that she did Our Town in high school. All right. Sorry, that's a deep cut, but look at what they're doing. Look at how they're reacting. Look at how we see it on their faces. We hear her voice. Listen to her voice. And then you hear what she just did in that other interview. And you tell me, is she really connected here? Is this real? Or is this all one act?
Let's mention it's been on the search itself, because we know thousands of miles have basically been traced and retraced. We've got hundreds. We've got volunteers. We've got law enforcement from within the state, from without, outside of the state. I mean, do you feel like they're doing as much as they can? I mean, you all have been right there in the front seat, seeing everything that's underway.
As far as I know, they're doing everything.
He sounds the same. His thing the entire time, he's just cool, calm, and collected the entire time. Not once raises his voice. Nothing changes, except he stumbles a lot. He tends to stutter. Other than that, let's continue. Let's wait and hear what she has to say. Let's hear what she sounds like as well.
Anything and everything has been an option. They have brought in assets and resources from various counties, potentially other states. I mean, I don't know how much more they could do, but we're grateful for everything they have done.
They're amazing, but they still haven't brought my baby back.
Remember this moment?
They will.
Oh, they will.
They will.
Mm-hmm.
He's out there somewhere. So it's one day at a time, getting through this and bringing him home. What is the reaction to the fact that somehow his image, he hasn't been captured on any video?
Let's get this part right here.
I know that it was very dark that night. I mean, it gets dark around here at night in general, but so far we haven't found him on any camera footage to prove where he's at or where he's gone.
Yeah.
I know that they're looking, and I went asking everybody and anybody that has cameras, trail cams, stores, to check, even from before he went missing, just to see if there's anything at all.
Something just doesn't seem real. And I know some people have a bigger heart than me. I'm skeptical as nowadays with all this stuff. Something just doesn't seem right here. And I will say this too. I want to point this out. There is something that is interesting. It's her externals. It's the things that she's putting out to emulate or give off the vibe of, oh, I'm an emotional wreck. And it's almost like I'm catatonic. All I'm thinking about is my son, right? Now, if this is real, then this is real. And I will apologize, okay? But something ain't right here. These externals don't seem to be connected. And it seems like she just thinks that this is what she needs to do. Like I said, it's like she's going all the way back, and she's taking all the acting lessons she took when she was in that play, Our Town, in high school. Okay? When she did Grease, you know what I mean? In high school. Okay, I got to look like I'm distraught. So I'm going to rock back and forth. Obviously, I got to have a leaky face. So the crying has to be, the waterworks have to be turned on. Okay? I'm the mother in distress. I got to pull my Meryl Streep right now. And she trying to Meryl Streep the F out of this Meryl Streep moment. Okay? But it's not connected. Her voice ain't even connected to the actual situation that's going on in her face with her crying and stuff. The body language is off. And this is not me being a body language expert. I just know acting really well. And this does not seem like somebody who's very connected to the scene that she's in. Does that make sense? Seems like she's just saying the words and doing this and thinking, oh, this will sell. And it's not. It's not selling. Not to me, at least. Her voice is still very calm, not very quivery. And then, oh, gotta cry. Externals, but they're not connected to the actual words that are coming out of her mouth. It's weird, but it's true. And that's what bad acting looks like. Sorry. But have you seen Kim Kardashian act? Bad acting. Okay? So, this seems disconnected. And of course, he doesn't act. Okay? He probably played baseball in high school. Okay? Probably thought all the theater kids were weird. All right? So he doesn't do that kind of stuff. So he's just going, oh, I'm just going to play the man holding it down. Strong like bull. Right? So he doesn't know that stuff. He just knows, I got to look sad. Remorseful, concerned for my stepson. So that's all he's doing. Low eyes, not really doing much looking around. Every word that comes out of his mouth is extremely calculated. Okay? He's thinking of every single word that comes out of his mouth because he knows for a fact that if he says anything, he could possibly slip up and screw up. She slipped up in this one as well, mentioning that he was up laughing, making jokes. Doesn't make sense. But like I said, there's other pieces when they talk about, oh, you know, what would you say about people that are asking about your involvement in his disappearance? And he's just like, yeah, we're working with police. That's not answering the question, y'all. That's not answering the doggone question. You feel me? This is bad acting, in my personal opinion, guys. And I think this is the reason why a lot of y'all are swaying on that side as well, that you feel like these two are lying, because there's no way on God's green earth a kid just goes and vanishes vanishes into thin air without a little bit of help. And I think he got help, not because he wanted it. I think that a crime happened. And these are the only two people that actually know what happened to this kid. Okay? And this is bad. Bad acting right here. Okay? I've seen some things in my life. Okay? And we've all seen some things too. But I also want to say this too. I think that there's a reason why they did the cameras with the hands. The reason why they did it is because she couldn't cry anymore. I think that's what happened. Real talk. I think she said, I can't cry anymore. I can't do this anymore. It's too exhausting. Really, it is very exhausting to cry. Okay? And to cry on cue and to cry for a long time. This interview was what, 25 minutes? This one right here. She probably exhausted. Now she's going, oh, I got to cry again on camera. No. Put the cameras on my hands. We'll talk. And I'm just too emotional. But she probably was like, I can't squirt any more tears out these damn eyes, out these damn peepers anymore. That could have been it. Just saying. It's very odd. But then let's not forget, there is another part. Is it in here? I think it is. I just want to relive it because it was just so unbelievably bad. And it's a red flag again. But I want to share that with you. I think it's in here. I think because it's about the surveillance footage. And his eyes get so big, and then he's like, we can't talk, man. They're in there. He just stumbles all over the place. And I'm like, oh my God, red flag city.
And I understand there was a request for video, any sort of footage of Sebastian from earlier in the day on Sunday,
Bang.
before he disappeared.
See that look on his face?
That I don't believe we can comment on right now.
Mm-hmm.
That is not something that I believe we're privy to at this point with law enforcement.
Pervy.
That is something I would definitely direct back to them. But I mean, there's all kinds of requests out there. There's thousands of hours of video that they are combing, and we're just hoping they'll find something.
The look on his face, right there. The look on his face, because his face did not have that look until that reporter, who, by the way, good job asking that doggone question. But look at that look on his face. He just pooped his pants. Like I said, his butt puckered up. He's like, oh, that's a good question. And I'm just not, can't talk about it because you're not privy to the situation. So, yeah, you can talk to Ryan about that thing over there. Okay. Yeah. That's what he did. Because damn right. Where's all the footage? Like I said, good job, reporter. Both of them did a great job. Okay, with the questions. Because again, it just doesn't make sense. But then when you ask the important questions like, where's the footage? Is there any footage before he disappeared? And he as we're not pervy. The thing, it's kind of getting hot in here. Where's that footage? And I'm telling you right now, that footage, if there is that footage around, that's going to give us a real story. Oh, and here's the other thing too. Allegedly, they say that the house has surveillance footage or surveillance cameras as well. Allegedly. This is what I'm hearing, that it is alleged that there's cameras and surveillance cameras around the house as well. Put that in your pipe and smoke on it, and you're telling me they haven't given them all the stuff? Or did they try to delete it by accident, maybe? Did they try to do a factory reset on their phone? These are the questions I'd like to have actually have answered. Okay? But yeah, that is that look right here. Let me just, you know what? This look right here. This is a look of an oh shit moment. Most definitely. This is an oh shit. Right here. I think I just pooped myself. This is his moment. Oh, can't, pervy. That's what he said. Oh, God. He said pervy. I'm sorry, but he said pervy. Why? What was pervy? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I just don't like dumb people. I'm sorry. And I just think that these two did something very terrible and they're trying to cover it up. And now, pervy. Do you have any the footage? Pervy. Sorry. That was a ground ball. Okay. That was a ground ball question that could have had a ground ball answer to it. And he didn't answer it properly. Because I'm sure in his head, he's like, oh, damn, they could find other stuff in there too. Or, oh, damn, when they go back, they're going to find other stuff. Things that happened before he disappeared and then some. But he's pervy. Pervy. Yeah, I know he meant privy, but he's with pervy because he's nervous because he had this look on his face. Pervy. Damn. Just saying. Fully puckered. Oh, God, it's funny. Sorry. Just. And you know what? Like I said, if I'm wrong, I'll feel so bad. If I'm wrong, if we all are looking at this with, and looking at this situation and being like, something wrong happened here and it's not by them at all, then yeah, I will say I am so sorry. But these interviews are telling me something completely different. Okay. And especially when it comes to the answers to those questions, none of them are adding up. The fact that he is just, both of them are skating through. She's doing the whole like, I'm just a kind, concerned mother. I'm just looking for my daughter. Not daughter. What the hell am I doing? But you know what I mean. I'm just looking for my Sebastian. And I don't know if that is really true. And I think that's the reason why a lot of y'all are looking at this and watching this show and tuning in and putting in your 2 cents, because it just doesn't, it's not fitting. The story is just not fitting. And in all seriousness too, we got to be, get back to the serious part too. We still have this young kid. We still have Sebastian out here. Where is he? And if they did something to this young kid, what did they do? And where did they leave him? Or could he literally be right under everybody's nose right now? Like I said, I'm hoping that they should be turning that house into a crime scene. If they're saying that they suspect foul play, that house should be a doggone crime scene right now. They should be looking at every nook and cranny of that house as well, because you never know. People do crazy stuff. People have done crazy stuff with remains, okay, to cover up a crime. And they don't know where this kid is. But I really do think that the stepdad, took Sebastian, put him in a car, drove him out wherever he drove, and discarded him wherever he discarded him at. I'm hoping that these two end up speaking the truth here very, very soon. And this kid gets justice. I know that we're looking at it, and I'm hoping that he's still alive. But if he's out here barefoot with just a t-shirt, maybe a hoodie, that's thin clothing. Out here with no food, no water, no nothing, no shelter, no place that he can go and say that's a safe place. You're telling me this kid wouldn't know to call or contact his family and friends if he had access to a phone as soon as he got his hands on a cell phone? Like I said, it just doesn't make sense. And if he's out here thumbing it, hitchhiking on the side of the road, there would have been calls about that already too. So how does one disappear without a trace by themselves? Also, leaving the house and also leaving the front door locked if you don't have a key to the crib to yourself. Like I said, the math ain't mathing here. The math is just not mathing. Charlie Miller, thank you so much for the 2 specific questions. Not saying his name is odd. Yep, I think it's odd too. They did not say his name not once. They did not say his name not once, y'all. That's crazy. And that, to me, sounds suspicious. Mary, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Melissa, thank you so much for the $4 super sticker. I really do appreciate that as well. Thank you so much for all the support, guys. Yeah. No trace, without shoes, out here in these streets. I'm telling you right now, if I was running around here barefoot, trust me, dogs would be smelling my feet. Okay? If I just disappeared and I walked out the front door, you don't think that they're not going to smell my Dorito smelling ass feet? Come on now. Like I said, it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. There's no way that this kid would be able to vanish like this in the way he did without a little help. That's all I'm trying to say. There's no way he would have been able to do this all by his lonesome. Now, the question is this an M case that we're going to be looking at? Or was he really taken? I'm leaning on the side that I'm thinking that this is an M case. I hate to say that, but that's the vibe I feel. And I think the 2 people that know everything and have a full, real story of what happened in the last moments they saw him physically, the 2 people that were there are the 2 parents that have been doing these interviews and not giving everybody the full breakdown of what happened. They're not telling us the full truth. And I'm hoping that they do soon. And if they are watching this show, I hope you wise up. And I hope you find it in your heart to speak to the local authorities, telling everyone the absolute truth, beat by beat, on what you did and what happened. In fact, tell everybody what happened Saturday, what happened Sunday. Give us the full breakdown of events. Don't feed police that BS. Just fess up to the truth so we can find this young man, bring him home if he's still alive, bring him home to a safe environment, or so that he can be properly laid to rest if it is to end in such a tragic way. I'm praying that he's okay. But this timeline ain't timelining. And I think that these 2 did a very, very bad thing. So we'll find out what happens here, guys. We will find out very, very soon. Anyway, guys, that's the show. I know I said I was going to make this a short show, and it ended up not being a short show, but I appreciate you guys for being here. It really does mean a lot. It really does. Thank you so much for spending the time with me. Okay. I got to go hop off and check out some of the Oscars. I want to see some of these people win some things. But of course, I'm keeping my eye on this case and on other ones as well. If anything's popping off, trust and believe we're going to be talking about it. Okay? We will. Hopefully we get some truth and maybe justice for little Sebastian. We'll see soon enough. We will see soon enough. Again, guys, thank you guys so much for being here. It really does mean a lot. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. Crush it. Do that thing. Please and thank you. Okay? I'd love to get it past. Let's get it past 1K before you leave. A like don't cost a thing. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button before you leave. Okay? If you got some information, you got entertained, if I made you chuckle a little bit, okay, please hit that like button down below. Of course, do not forget to hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. Hit that follow button on my Facebook page, please and thank you. Okay? And yes, Gabby girl, I agree. That interview did not answer any questions. It just made more, which is not good. That's not how it's supposed to be. Okay? That's why I feel like they're lying. That's what it feels like. Too many vague answers. Way too vague for me. But hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button, please, and thank you. Don't forget, check out my members. Okay, become a member. Hit that join button down below. Check out Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. Okay, and of course, check out pascalmerch.com. That'd be greatly appreciated. Anyway, guys, it is time to get going. I appreciate all y'all. Have a great rest of your evening. Enjoy your Sunday, and I'll be talking to you guys soon. If something pops off, don't worry. I might be back on sooner than you know. Okay, so much love to you guys. Have a great night. Happy Sunday. And I'll be talking to you guys soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. See you guys soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.